Deepti, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Neerja ji. Namaskar, good morning, good evening to all the worthy speakers and the viewers. Agar Firdaus baroye zamino ast, hamin ast, hamino ast, hamino ast, which means if there is paradise on earth, it's here, it's here, it's here, on the valley of Kashmir. This famous Farsi couplet by Amir Khusro lost its significance in 1990 when the Kashmiri Pandits had to visualize terror and horror. And they were instilled with fear, with terror, with horror. They were crying helplessly. They were sobbing. They were mourning the deaths of their own near and dear ones. Death knocked at every door, taking away a near one from every doorsill, engulfing the whole atmosphere with its evil dark wings. We were all in black mood. We juggled for our survival for years together, and we are still doing that emotionally. 19th January 1990 was a soul-squeezing sight at Kashmir. We observe 19th January as the Holocaust Day, the 33 years of continuous genocide and still counting. For this, we have a discussion today, and we have the worthy speakers over here. So I, Deepti Tikku, on behalf of Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora, welcome all the speakers and the viewers. And our first guest speaker for today is Mr. Rajiv Chuniji, the chairman of SOS International, an organization that's working tirelessly for Pak-occupied Kashmiri-raised persons. He is the prominent leader addressing the issue of POK displaced persons and working for their settlement and domicile. We welcome Rajiv Chuniji. Rajiv Chuniji, over to you, sir.
बहुत शुक्रिया। मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ जी राजीव जी, प्लीज गो अहेड।
बहुत शुक्रिया, आपने मुझे मौका दिया इस ग्लोबल कश्मीरी पंडित डायस्पोरा कॉन्फ्रेंस में। तो जिस तरह से आप बता रही हैं, क्योंकि हम लोग भी इसी दौर से गुजरे हैं, पाक अधिकृत जम्मू कश्मीर में जिस तरीके से पाकिस्तान बनते ही एक, मैं तो कई बार कहता हूं कि लोग प्राकृतिक आपदा का शिकार होते हैं, लेकिन हम और आप लोग जो हैं वो उस आपदा का शिकार हुए जो मैन मेड थी, और खाली मैन मेड नहीं थी, इट वाज ए टेलर मेड एंड इट इज ए टेलर मेड। वो इस तरीके से कि जब आप टारगेट किलिंग की बात करते हैं तो जब तक आप उसको टेलर मेड ना बनाएंगे तो आप एक पर्टिकुलर कम्युनिटी को टारगेट नहीं कर सकते। तो ऐसा ही 47 में हुआ, 1990 में हुआ। हम समझ सकते हैं जो मानसिक आघात मैं लेकर घूम रहा हूं, आपके लोग लेकर घूम रहे हैं। मैंने कई बार कहा है कि दुनिया के अंदर किसी भी आप कह लें कि मेडिकल साइंस में कोई ऐसी शक्ति नहीं है वो इसका इलाज कर सकें, इसकी मरहम बना सके और इसकी दर्द को दूर कर सकें। कोई पैसा, कोई किसी तरह की मदद इस आघात को दूर नहीं कर सकती जो आप लोग सहन कर रहे हैं 1990 से लगातार आज तक, और हम लोग भी 1947 से आज तक लगातार सहन कर रहे हैं, और तब भी हिंदू और सिखों को निशाना बनाया गया था। और मैं आज इस मौके पर एक बात जरूर कहना चाहूंगा कि मीरपुर और मुजफ्फराबाद में भी काफी कश्मीरी पंडित रहते थे जो शायद व्यापार भी करते थे, नौकरियां भी करते थे। उस समय उनको भी वहां शिकार होना पड़ा था। और 1990 में जो मेरे मुजफ्फराबाद के लोग थे जो कश्मीर घाटी में रहते थे, उन लोगों को भी 1990 में आपके साथ इस बात का शिकार होना पड़ा। ये बातें मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूं कि कोई फर्क नहीं है मेरे और आपके प्लाइट में, क्योंकि हम समझ सकते हैं कि घर छोड़ना कितना दुखदाई होता है, कितना तकलीफदेह होता है। चाहे घर छोटा है, बड़ा है, आप बाहर आकर जितनी मर्जी सुविधाएं दे दें, जितने मर्जी बड़े बड़े प्रलोभन दे दें, लेकिन वो चीजें जो घर की याद दिलाती हैं, जहां हम खेले हैं, बड़े हुए हैं, पले हैं, जिन गलियों में हम रहे हैं, वो छूट जाएं और उनको देखना नसीब ना हो, मैं समझता हूं कि इससे बड़ी त्रासदी नहीं हो सकती। और सबसे बड़ा जो दुखदाई बात है, मेरे पिताजी वो सुनाते थे कि किस तरीके से मेरे दादाजी की हत्या की गई मीरपुर के अंदर, और उनकी लाश का वो अंतिम संस्कार तक नहीं कर पाए। उनको चील कौओं ने खाया, उनको धरती निकल गई, आसमान निकल गया, कोई पता नहीं, दादी मारी गई। इसी तरह से मैं कहता हूं कश्मीरी पंडितों के असंख्य परिवार मारे गए। और सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि हम लोग जिस धर्म को मानते हैं, हमारे यहाँ तो मौत के बाद भी एक बहुत बड़ी एक लंबी प्रक्रिया होती है कि कैसे किसी को विदा करना है जो परिवार का सदस्य चला जाता है, लेकिन हम वो परंपराओं को भी पूरा नहीं कर पाए। मैं समझता हूँ कि हमसे बड़ा या तो हम कह लें कि कोई गुनाह हो गया था हमसे जो हमने इतना सहा है। लेकिन एक बात मैं जरूर कहूंगा कि जो जिहादी मानसिकता है जो 1947 में शुरू हुई थी, 90 में उसका एक बहुत बड़ा विराट रूप हमने कश्मीर में देखा। और जिस तरीके से मस्जिदों से या बाकी जगहों से ऐलान होकर हिंदुओं को टारगेट किया गया, उनको निकाला गया, और आज भी वो लोग कश्मीर अपने पास होने के बावजूद वापस नहीं जा पा रहे, मैं समझता हूं कि इससे बड़ी त्रासदी क्या हो सकती है। और आज जब बातें होती हैं, कई बार हमें भी लोग कहते हैं कि सरकार आपको ये दे दिया, सरकार ने वो दे दिया, या कश्मीरी पंडित को ये दे दिया। मैं उनको कहता हूं कि जिस मानसिक आघात से मैं गुजर रहा हूं उसकी कोई दवा नहीं। हमारी तो ये दुआ है कि आने वाले वक्त में इस तरह का समय किसी को देखना ना नसीब हो। कोई भी ऐसा, मैं कहता हूं खाली हिंदुस्तान में नहीं, हम पूरी दुनिया के लिए दुआ करते हैं कि कोई ऐसा प्राणी ना हो जिसको इस तरह के तकलीफें सहन करनी पड़े। मैं तो कहता हूं हम कोई ब्लड मनी नहीं मांग रहे कि मेरे लोग मारे गए तो मुझे पैसा चाहिए, किसी दूसरे के यहाँ कोई मारा गया तो पैसा। हम कहते हैं कि जिस मानसिक आघात से हम गुजरे हैं, जो मैंने कहा कि ये एक मैन मेड था, टेलर मेड था, और जिस तरीके से आप देखें अभी रिसेंटली राजौरी में जो किलिंग्स हुई हैं, वो सारे हमारे पाकिस्तान अधिकृत जम्मू कश्मीर से विस्थापित लोग थे। और आप कह लें कि गाय वो इसमें जो सच्चाई ये है कि सारे ब्राह्मण परिवार थे। साथ के साथ जो मारे गए हैं, जो 13 लोग जख्मी हैं, उनमें से 2 लोग अपनी जिंदगी और मौत के साथ जूझ रहे हैं। मैं समझता हूं कि ये कब रुकेगा। और सबसे बड़ी जो हमारी त्रासदी है, मैं ये समझता हूं कि जिस देश में हम हिंदुस्तान में हैं वो हमारा देश है। हमने 1947 में भी ये मैंडेट दिया था कि हम यहाँ रहेंगे। हमने पाकिस्तान की तरफ मुंह नहीं किया, हमने हिंदुस्तान की तरफ किया, जैसे कश्मीरी पंडितों ने भी किया। हम इस देश से प्यार करते हैं, इसीलिए हमारा खून बहाया गया। आज भी हम चाहते हैं हम उस धरती पर रहें, लेकिन हालात वैसे नहीं है। लेकिन दुख इस बात का होता है कि यूनाइटेड नेशन जैसे भी आज संगठन जो हैं वो हमारी मदद नहीं कर पाते, शायद इसलिए कि हम उस रिफ्यूजी कानून का हिस्सा भारत नहीं है। हालांकि यूनाइटेड नेशन के तो हम मेंबर हैं। लेकिन मैं कहता हूं कि मैं आज इस कॉन्फ्रेंस के माध्यम से मैं ये बात सरकार तक कहना चाहता हूं कि सरकार को ये जरूर करना चाहिए कि जितनी भी सार्क कंट्रीज हैं, अगर वो सिग्नेटरी नहीं थी इस लॉ की, तो उन्होंने अपने अंदर ऐसे कानून बनाए कि भगवान ना करे कि कोई आदमी किसी भी कारण से विस्थापित हो जाए तो आखिर उसके लिए डील कैसे करना है। लेकिन हमारे यहाँ कोई इस तरह का कोई ना तो आयोग है, ना कोई सरकार की नीति है। तो इस तरीके का काम होना चाहिए। लोग रहना चाहते हैं, लोग अपनी धरती से प्यार करते हैं, वहां पर दोबारा बसना चाहते हैं, लेकिन जब तक हालात साजगार नहीं होंगे, लोगों के रहने के लायक नहीं होंगे, वहां पर जिंदगियां महफूज नहीं होंगी, मैं समझता हूं कि कोई दोबारा से जा नहीं सकेगा। तो लिहाजा मैं ये जरूर कहूंगा कि हम सबको, क्योंकि हमारी फ्लाइट एक है, हमारे बीच में बड़े सारे लोग हैं जो डिवाइड एंड रूल, जो चाहते हैं कि आप अलग चलें, हम अलग चलें, मैं आपके खिलाफ बोलूं, आप हमारे खिलाफ बोलें। लेकिन आप कभी सोचिएगा, कभी फुर्सत में बैठकर, या मैं सोचूंगा कभी फुर्सत में बैठकर, कि आखिर क्या जो आपने तकलीफ सही है वो मेरे कारण से नहीं है, या जो मैंने या मेरे परिवारों ने तकलीफें सही हैं वो आपके कारणों से नहीं है। हम दोनों एक ही मानसिकता के शिकार हैं, और वो है जिहादी मानसिकता। और इस मानसिकता से लड़ने के लिए हम लोगों को एक प्लेटफॉर्म पर आना बड़ा जरूरी है, और एक होकर हम इसके साथ लड़ें, और सरकार को भी इस बात के लिए तैयार करें कि खाली हमारा काम नहीं है कि हम लोग वहां जाएं और मरें, और ऐसी बात नहीं है, हम उनसे लड़ भी सकते हैं, लेकिन सवाल ये है कि माहौल भी पहले पैदा करना पड़ेगा। तो ये सारी चीजें हैं, मैं समझ सकता हूँ मेरे से ज्यादा, क्योंकि हम भी उस परिवार से हैं, और मेरे अपने समुदाय में कोई ऐसा परिवार नहीं है कश्मीरी पंडितों की तरह जिसने 2-4 लोग जिनके जो हैं कुर्बान ना हुए हों इस देश के ऊपर, और आज भी खतरा मंडरा रहा है। तो इसके बावजूद हम ये कहते हैं कि हम इस देश से प्यार करते हैं, करते रहेंगे, हम इस झंडे से प्यार करते हैं। लेकिन कुछ जो जिम्मेदारियां हैं वो यहाँ की सरकार की हैं, और उस सरकार की जिम्मेदारियों को पूरा कराने के लिए मैं समझता हूं कि हम सबको मिलकर एक दबाव निश्चित तौर पर राष्ट्रीय अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर हमें इस पर डालना पड़ेगा। क्योंकि आज तक हमें यही कहा जाता रहा है कि हमें तो रिफ्यूजी स्टेटस भी नहीं दिया गया, ये कहकर कि हम पार्टीशन के विक्टिम नहीं है, हम उस इलाके से हैं जो इलाका हिंदुस्तान का अभिन्न अंग है, एक दिन खाली कराएंगे। 75 साल हो गए, खाली तो हुआ नहीं, मुझे तो नसीब नहीं हुआ कि मैं देख पाऊं। आज कश्मीर से जो लोग आए हैं, जो हमारे अपने पास है, वहां जाना लोगों का मुश्किल है, तो पाक अधिकृत कश्मीर का सपना तो बड़ी दूर की बात है। तो मैं समझता हूं कि हम सबको मिलजुल कर इस बात पर लड़ना चाहिए। और मैं आज के दिन ये जरूर कहूंगा कि आज के दिन जो जिसको आप एक ब्लैक डे के रूप में, या आप कह लें कि आज के दिन जो एक काला इतिहास लिखा गया खास तौर पर कश्मीरी पंडितों के जीवन के अंदर, जो आज तक दोबारा लोग पुनर्वास जिनका नहीं हो पाया, मुझे बड़ा दुख है और बड़ी तकलीफ है। और मैं समझता हूं कि ये रुकना चाहिए। मैंने तो सहन किया है, जिसकी कोई कीमत मैंने कहा अदा नहीं कर सकता, आपकी कीमत कोई अदा नहीं कर सकता। लेकिन हमें इस बात के लिए लड़ना चाहिए मिलकर कि आगे ऐसा माहौल बने कि सरकार की तरफ से इस तरह की परिस्थितियां निर्माण हो कि हमारे बाद कोई आदमी विस्थापित ना हो, हमारे बाद किसी की टारगेट किलिंग ना हो। इस तरह का माहौल हमें बनाना चाहिए। धन्यवाद, आपने मुझे मौका दिया, शुक्रिया।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद राजीव चुन्नी जी। राजीव चुन्नी जी ने बहुत अच्छी बात कही कि ये जिहादी मानसिकता है, इस जिहादी मानसिकता से लड़ने की बात है, और उसके लिए एक माहौल का बनना बहुत जरूरी है। और जैसा कि राजीव चुन्नी जी ने कहा, हम सब लोग भी यही चाहते हैं कि जो हम लोगों ने सहा मानसिक पीड़ा, फिजिकल टॉर्चर, इमोशनल टॉर्चर, वो कोई और कम्युनिटी कभी ना सहे। थैंक यू राजीव चुन्नी जी वंस अगेन।
थैंक यू।
अब मैं आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगी डॉक्टर रतन शारदा जी को, जो हमारे गेस्ट स्पीकर हैं। Dr. Ratan Sharda ji, as probably he is a very renowned face, so everybody knows him. So he's been awarded a PhD degree for his thesis on RSS. He's an author, he's a columnist, he's a renowned TD panelist. He's authored 9 books, if I am not wrong. So I would invite Dr. Ratan Sharda ji to please come up with his viewpoints. Over to you, Ratan sir. Thank you.
Namaskar, Dipti ji. I'm not starting my video because I'm on road. I'm driving, so I may not have the bandwidth. And today is the day. आज एक ऐसा दिन है जो नहीं होना चाहिए था। एक ऐसा दिन है जिसको हम काला दिन मानते हैं, और ये भी मानते हैं कि आज के दिन केवल 1990 के विस्थापित और 1990 के प्रताड़ित और मारे जाने वाले कश्मीरी हिंदू नहीं, बल्कि पिछले 4000 साल से कई बार कश्मीर से निकाले गए, छठा इसको एक्सोडस मानते हैं ऐसे हमारे विद्वान कश्मीर के। ऐसा एक्सोडस दोबारा न हो, चाहे वो 4 हो, चाहे 40 हो, चाहे 4 लाख हो, और जो है वहां जाकर बसे। ऐसी शक्ति सरकार को और ऐसी शक्ति समाज को मिले, ऐसा आज का दिन हम प्रतिज्ञा करें कि इसके बाद कोई ऐसी घटना नहीं होगी। मैं एक और स्पष्ट बात कहना चाहूंगा, अगर हमें जिंदा रहना है, कश्मीरी हिंदू कल को केरल के हिंदू, परसों को बंगाल के हिंदू, अगर हमें जिंदा रहना है एक अभिमानी शक्ति के तौर पे, तो हिंदू धर्म अहिंसक है, ये पाठ पढ़ाना हम छोड़ दें। मैं स्पष्ट कहना चाहता हूँ कि हमारी शक्ति, हम शक्ति की पूजा करते थे, हम शक्ति की पूजा करते हैं, उसको भूलकर हमें सिखाया गया कि हम अहिंसक थे। और जहां जहां हिंसा का धर्म फैला, चाहे वो बौद्ध हो, जैन हो, वो पददलित हुआ, उनको वहां से निकाला गया, वहां पर सारे के सारे इलाके इस्लामी हो गए। इतिहास हमें बताता है। तो पहले तो हम अहिंसावादी बनना छोड़ दें। मैं नहीं कहता हूँ कि तलवार लेके सड़कों पे उतरे, लेकिन मेरा स्पष्ट मत है कि कश्मीर में जितने भी हिंदू हैं, हर हिंदू के हाथ में एक पिस्तौल होनी चाहिए, उसके घर में एक शस्त्र होना चाहिए, ताकि अपनी वो रखवाली खुद कर सके। हम हर बार सरकार को दोषते हैं, हर बार सरकार की तरफ उंगली उठाते हैं। बात सही है कि राजा का जो काम है राजा ने करना चाहिए, लेकिन मुझे ये बताइए कि जब जहां जहां आज भी इस प्रकार के तत्व हिंदुओं को तंग कर रहे हैं, चाहे चाहे केरल है, चाहे वो बंगाल है, चाहे यूपी है, क्या सरकार उनकी है जो तंग कर रहे हैं? नहीं है। और ऐसे इलाके हैं जहां पर सरकार स्पष्ट रूप से उनको, ऐसे लोगों को चेतावनी दे चुकी है, उनके ऊपर एक्शन ले चुकी है। उसका एकमात्र कारण है कि उनके मन में स्पष्ट मत है कि हमें यहाँ पर गजवा हिंद लाना है। हिंदुओं के मन में पक्का विश्वास है क्या कि हम तो अब हिंदुओं की सभा, अब हिंदू एज ए हिंदू हम गर्व से रहेंगे और लेकिन क्या जब भी हम पर हमला होगा, या तो गलियां छोड़ देंगे, चौबारे छोड़ देंगे? अगर ये हो सकता तो हम इतनी बार मार ही नहीं खाते। तो विद ऑल ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट, श्रद्धा के साथ मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि जहां हम पर हमला होगा वहां गलियां छोड़ देंगे, ये सोचना छोड़ दें। और मैं पीछे एक बार बहस में सुन रहा था टीवी के ऊपर कि मैं टीवी के ऊपर बहस में सुन रहा था कि जो जम्मू के लोगों को गन्स दी गई है वो कश्मीरी हिंदुओं को काम नहीं आएगी। लेकिन मुझे ऐसा नहीं लगता। मुझे लगता है कि मेरे हाथ में शक्ति है, इतना मात्र होने से हमारे मन में आत्मविश्वास बढ़ता है और सामने वाला भी ठिठकता है। तो मेरा सुझाव है कि सारे कश्मीरी हिंदू जो भी कश्मीर में है, वो बिल्कुल हट के साथ में, आग्रह के साथ में शस्त्र खरीदें। और शस्त्र अगर उनके पास पैसे नहीं है तो उनके लिए पैसे जमा कर उनको शस्त्र दिया जाए, ताकि कम से कम पहली लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस उनकी अपनी हो। क्योंकि ये इतिहास दोहराने का कोई मतलब नहीं है, सरकारों से अपेक्षा रखने का मतलब नहीं है। जो अपनी शक्ति खड़ा करते हैं, सरकार नहीं अपनी शक्ति से खड़े होते हैं, तो सरकारें उनके सामने झुकती हैं। ये इतिहास का सबक है हमारे लिए। मैं क्षमा चाहूंगा अगर मैंने आउट ऑफ टर्न कुछ बोला है, लेकिन मेरा दृढ़ मत है कि बात मैं छोटे छोटे फोरम पर ही कह सकता हूँ, टीवी पर भी कह चुका हूँ। लेकिन इसके लिए मुझे कई लोग कहते हैं कि तुम इस प्रकार की बातें मत करो, लेकिन मेरा मत था, मैंने आपके साथ प्रकट किया। क्योंकि ये दयनीय स्थिति केवल, जैसे मैंने कहा, कश्मीर की आज है, उससे पहले औरों की थी। यहाँ पर कश्मीर के बारे में पाकिस्तान की बात की गई। पाकिस्तान में तो हिंदू बहुत थे ना। जहां तक मुझे याद है, लाहौर के अंदर मेजोरिटी या लगभग मेजोरिटी हिंदुओं की थी, लेकिन नहीं लड़ पाए। राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ के कुछ लोगों को छोड़कर के बारे में कोई शक्ति एकमात्र अपने आप को जीवित रखने की शक्ति है। उसके लिए हम पहले आपस के मतभेद छोटी छोटी बातें पे मिटाएं। कश्मीरी हिंदुओं के अंदर कई तरह के मत हैं। कोई वहाँ कश्मीर में कॉलोनी चाहता है, कोई अपने पुराने मोहल्ले में रहना चाहता है। हम ये सब बातें छोड़े, एक बार इकट्ठे एक मत पर आए और उस प्रकार आगे बढ़े, अपनी एक आवाज के साथ खड़े रहे, तो मुझे लगता है उसका उत्तर सारे समाज को और सरकार को मिलेगा। इतने कहकर अपनी बातें पूरी करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद डॉक्टर रतन शारदा जी। डॉक्टर रतन शारदा जी का कहना यही है कि हम लोगों को फाइट बैक करना चाहिए, मिलजुल कर फाइट बैक करना चाहिए, और उसके लिए अगर हमें शस्त्र भी उठाने पड़े तो हमें उससे चूकना नहीं चाहिए। मैं अब इनवाइट करना चाहूंगी, आई वुड लाइक टू इनवाइट वन ऑफ द co-founders of Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora, Mr. Rakesh Kaul. Mr. Rakesh Kaul has been living in US for past 6 decades, if I'm not wrong, but he's still an Indian citizen. And he has great interest in Kashmir history and ideology. And he is the famous author of The Queen of Kashmir, Kota Rani. So Dr. Shri Rakesh Kaul ji, over to you for your thoughts on this. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dipti ji. I will make a few comments of a historical perspective, but most of my talk will be focused on the future in terms of what are the learnings, what is in fact the one key learning from our struggle that we need to make changes on, and therefore aspire for victory. I will start with you, Dipti ji. You started this, and I'm very appreciative that you started with the quote that originally was ascribed to Amir Khusro. But I would like to point out, before that quote came out, Kalhanna had written something and given a very specific warning precisely against the Khusro quote. And Kalhanna wrote that Kashmir was created so that human beings would not want paradise. See, paradise is the biggest fraud on the human race. The idea of paradise leads to spiritual darkness while you're alive. And Kalhanna, growing up in a consecrated land, which believed in Jivan Mukti, complete fulfillment while alive, both physically and spiritually, understood that promises made after you are dead are the biggest frauds you can reckon the human race. So the first learning from our own enlightened ancestors is Kashmir is a consecrated land with transformative powers while you are alive. And let us recognize the darkness that was brought into Kashmir with this notion of paradise, and let us thoroughly reject this quote that was given by Khusro and then taken over by Shah Jahan and whoever else, and then the current day followers, who are all seekers of paradise. They're all seekers of paradise. Second, I want to make a comment about eminent Dr. Ratan Sharda ji. He and I were co-panelists, and I remember what a stimulating discussion it was. And I want to say, Dr. Sharda ji, your recommendation, I want to make a comment on it, which is the fraud that Kashmiri Pandits have played on themselves. See, historically, when you look at our own people, they were very clear that when we say that Kashmiri Pandits are upholders of Shastra, they were very clear that the word Shastra has two meanings. Number one, that we are upholders of our scriptures and learnings. But number two, that the word Shastra also means a blade, a steel blade. They were explicit that there is a separation between a warrior and the weapons that a warrior carries and the Shastra that a civilian carries for self-defense. And I ran a whole series of what I called Shastra warriors who were Kashmiri Pandits. Whole series. I identified eminent Kashmiri Pandits through our history who were Shastra warriors. One of them being a gentleman by the name of Alamkara. Alamkara was such a famous poet that now his name is associated with a literary ornamental style. But I really want to build off the message that another fellow panelist, Rajiv Chuniji, has given us, which is, let us join hands and go for victory. Last week, my brother Mohan Vanchuji made a request of me, and he is a tireless worker, fearless warrior, and I wrote something for him. And it got me thinking how badly we Kashmiri Pandits have played our game. And if there's one thing going forward that we have to change, it is that for us to achieve victory, we need friends. We need friends. And when we get friends, we have to cultivate them in a manner that they become our blood brothers. Where Rajiv Chuni thinks, you know what? I may not belong to anybody. Everybody may forsake me. But I belong to the Kashmiri Pandit. He should feel that. Where Dr. Ratan Sharda should feel, you know what? I don't know whether I belong to anybody, but it doesn't matter. Around the world, in every Kashmiri Pandit home, if I just call and say, I'm in your city, I'm Dr. Ratan Sharda, that door should open magically. And I got thinking as to the extraordinary people that had supported us. And I want to just give you a sense of where we came from, where we are today, to give us confidence that victory will be ours. I start with 1991 September, when Governor Jagmohan, in his book, My Frozen Turbulence in Kashmir, called us as frightened pigeons and a forsaken community. You know, they destroyed it. They completely destroyed it. We tried to honor him. We brought him to America. But I would submit we did not do enough for him. Then the US Committee for Refugees said, in writing, the fundamentalist terrorists had driven the Pandits out by systematic ethnic cleansing. We worked hard to get them to write that. We never cultivated. Amnesty International is seen as being pro-jihadi separatists, but Amnesty International said, among the civilian population, Hindus have been frequently targeted by the armed opposition groups in Kashmir. They wrote that 25 years ago. We never cultivated and strengthened that. The Belgium Association wrote about the refugee camps of Pandits. And a number of these people, Utpal Kaulji personally accompanied them, took them to the Jakti camps. We never cultivated them. Yes, we have mixed feelings about Justice V.M. M.N. Venkatachala, where he said, the commission is constrained to observe that acts taken to genocide have occurred in respect of Kashmiri Pandits. Yes, we felt he didn't go all the way. I understand that his judgment was a bit flawed. But after he left office, we should have cultivated it. Now, I will give you the biggest example. Biggest example. In 2006, February 15th, Congressman Frank Malone and Mr. Crowley submitted an ethnic cleansing. I agree we did not use the word genocide, but it did have ethnic cleansing in it. Resolution in the House of Congress. It was a very long, detailed resolution. And amongst other things, it condemned the human rights violations against Kashmiri Pandits, asked for immediate steps to remedy the situation, and asked that Kashmiri Pandits should be part of the dialogue. It was followed by a written letter to Prime Minister Vajpayee, which he was forced to take note of. The Kashmiri Pandit community in North America never cultivated them after that. We all know about the Baroness Nicholson report. We all in the European Parliament, where it specifically recognized the situation of the forcibly displaced Pandits. We know eminent Kashi Panditji went bravely to the United Nations, talked many times. We never cultivated Baroness Nicholson after that. Muzaffar Beg, GKPD, hats off to GKPD for bringing him into a GKPD conference where he boldly stated Kashmiri Pandits are victims of genocide. After he said that, we never cultivated him. Now, I'll end with the year 2022, where the Kashmir Files took our story to the world. And we are beginning to learn. And I do give enormous credit to Dr. Surinder Kaur, who understands the importance of sambandh, of relationship, of permanent relationships. I'm a big believer in life that when you give loyalty, you will often be disappointed. I have always been a very loyal giver. But you know what I have found in life is that when you give loyalty, even though you'll get disappointed, in the aggregate, you will get loyalty back. So for example, in 2022, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha Vivek Tankha, put in a bill in the Rajya Sabha about the genocide of Kashmiri Pandits. We got so caught up in the weeds that we lost sight of the forest for the trees, and we really haven't cultivated it. So I end by saying, we need friends going forward, friends who stick by us. We should exhibit great loyalty. We will win through that strategy because our cause is just. There is no option for India but to bring Kashmiri Pandits back into the land, the sacred land of Parvati, which is consecrated by the waters of Uma. There is no land like that on the surface of the planet. As Kalana said, there is not a grain that is bigger than a sesame seed in the land of Kashmir. That is not a holy land for Sanatan Dharma. We all look and speak about the miracle of the transformation of what has been done at Kashi. And we are filled with wonder as Kashi regains its glory. But in the same breath as we express the wonder, as we look up at a reborn Kashi, we should also, as Hindus, ask, what did Kashi look up? And with that, I wish my community the very best in our fight going forward.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rakesh Kaul, for your judicious viewpoints. Shri Rakesh Kaul said that loyalty begets loyalty. That's what he said. And he basically, if I could get it right, he wanted all of us to cultivate the feeling of oneness to fight back. Thank you so much once again, Mr. Rakesh Kaul. Now, next, I would like to invite on the panel, we have with us Mr. Vikas Rana. Mr. Vikas Rana is an entrepreneur settled in Pune. He himself is a victim of this terrorism. Unfortunately, his father, late Shri Ashok Kumar Ranaji, along with his two colleagues, were martyred on 15th of June, 1997 in Gul Gulabgarh. So who can best probably throw some more light on this? So I invite, and yes, I would like to tell the viewers that he has filed RIT petition to get his to get the case of murder against his father reopened, and also the criminal applications for the murder against all other KPs. That's what he has filed. So rest, he'll be throwing some more light on it with his viewpoints. Vikas Ranaji, over to you, please. You can unmute yourself, Vikas ji.
Yeah. Namaskar, sabko. I want to thank GKPD for always providing this platform which lets us through the viewpoint of our sufferings to the world. So I want to thank Rakesh ji also for, I totally agree with him that we need more friends. So in human nature also, if you have good friends around you, your life becomes very easy. So that's very natural also. For a community also, it's very apt. So I'll start with some glimpses of, let me tell you, we actually left Kashmir on 19th Jan 1990 morning. Okay, I am from Sopore. Sopore is a town in Baramulla district of Kashmir. So I was sleeping at 4 o'clock. I used to live in a area where we were the only Kashmiri. It was a new colony. We were the only Kashmiri Pandit family. Whereas there were 200 Muslim houses around us. And it was a very posh colony. All the bureaucrats and businessmen used to live there. And my father came at 4 o'clock. I remember I was sleeping. I was 10 years old at that point of time. So he came and he said, कि हमको जाना है, थोड़ा निकलना पड़ेगा, तो we have to go to Jammu. I honestly thought that it's a kind of outing, because we often used to go to Jammu in winters. I thought it's a outing, and when I came out, and my sister was also there, I saw a truck. I told him we often used to go by car. तो मैंने अपने डैड से बोला कि ट्रक में क्यों जाना है, मतलब I was very surprised to see the truck, and when I opened the flap of the truck, I saw my Masi, her family, my my uncle, his family. There were more than 10-15 people, and there was kind of luggage and some other stuff and all that. He said we have to go by this truck. I remember my father, we were 6 people in my family, my grandmother, father, my sister, mother, me, and my grandmother. So we left in a truck, and it was exactly, I remember, it was morning, it was chilling cold, because Jan usually is very cold in Kashmir. So we left, and I honestly, we never thought we won't be coming back to Kashmir. And I saw a lot of people traveling. We reached Kazigund, and we had breakfast there, and I saw a lot of people, a lot of trucks and all that. I told my father that ye kya hai? What is this? Where are people going? He said ki we will come back, but this is not right time to stay in Kashmir. So this is exactly 19th Jan. So I still remember every bit of it. I saw that pain in people's eyes while leaving their house. Exactly, then everybody knows, everybody has their struggle and all that, right? From posh big bungalows, we reached to the place where we have one room, 6 people staying in one room. So it was everybody of us here, and have seen this phase. My father was in education department. He was lecturer physics at that point of time, and in 1999 he got posted as a principal. He was a very young officer, and he was sent to Kargil, and he came back from Kargil in 94. Then he was again sent to a remote place, which was a very what do you say, a terror infected area tha wo. So it was known as Gul, and it was hub of Hizbul Mujahideen at that point of time. तो उनको वहां पे भेजा गया, और 3 साल उनने वहां पे भी वर्क किया. सो उनका जम्मू आने का जो ऑर्डर था वो उनको नहीं दिया गया. उनको बोला गया, यू आर ए यंग ऑफिसर, यू हैव टू गो देयर, हु विल सर्व देयर. एंड on 15 June 1997, when he and his 2 colleagues, they were traveling in a bus exactly 20 kilometers before Gul. The bus was stopped, और उनको बोला गया कि आप नीचे उतर जाइए, और इसमें जितने भी हिंदूज हैं वो साइड में हो जाए. There were 6 Hindus in that bus, rest there were Muslims. उस 6 हिंदूज में भी बोला गया था कि यहाँ पे कश्मीरी पंडित कौन कौन है. तो there were actually 4. एक का नाम वो बोलते बोलते उनका नाम थोड़ा ये हो गया, तो they thought he is a Muslim. 3 of them were taken to a cliff, and they were shot at. And I saw my father's body. I still feel that pain on my arms, because I was very young at that point of time. I was 17 years old. So I saw my father's body with almost 11 bullets. And so that is what I'm saying. कि वहां पे कश्मीर हमने छोड़ा इसी चीज के लिए, बट उन लोगों का जो रिजॉल्व है, उन लोगों का जो करने का तरीका है, वो कहीं पे भी हमको टारगेट कर सकते हैं. तो ये चीज में वो हमको उनसे भी सीखना चाहिए. उनकी लड़ाई, वो 1000 साल से इस लड़ाई के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं और करते आ रहे हैं, बट हमारी प्रिपरेशन है नहीं कहीं पे. So my thing was, then I was studying, and then I wanted to see, I didn't want it to take weapons and kill people. Honestly, it is not about ahimsa. So I don't follow ahimsa, parmo dharma. I don't follow that. But it is all about, there are other ways of also targeting them, which we never tried. Like I knew my father's case. I knew that person is also dead. I knew that people who were colluding at that point of time are also dead, but I still filed a case. And I have taken that case to High Court also now. There's a case which is running on, because we want justice, and justice can be provided only by judiciary. So what we lacked in as a community also, we filed very less cases. I know the reason also, because in Vita Karate case also, it took us 5 years to collect the documentation. So people were not willing to spend that much of time on these things. But we have to spend. We have to do certain things where through judicial process we can terminate these termites from the community, and we can get justice. So this is one way of targeting them, because they have a jihadi mentality. They know what they are doing. They have been doing all those things. Second thing is that I was settled in Pune for last 22 years. And due to some personal problem, I had to come to Jammu. My mother was not well. But there's one more way of doing it. Like, you have to be in Kashmir to defeat them. As Chuniji also said, and Ratanji also said, and Rakeshji also in a way said, that we cannot have this fight staying away from Kashmir. Something has to be done. It's not that you have to place a gun or something like that on their head, but you have to be there to fight. So existence is also a matter there, and we have to show our existence somewhere. So I decided in my personal capacity to come back and settled in. Today I am settled in Jammu. I am doing my business. I have opened an office in Kashmir also, a small office. So we have to create asset there right now. See, we have zero asset there right now, because our land is gone, our houses are gone. We need to create these assets in Kashmir. So that is one thing where we have to, a youth has to work in that direction. वहां पे asset create करना पड़ेगा, और वहां पे हमको रहना पड़ेगा. वो अपना काम करते जाएंगे, बट हम हमेशा छोड़ के नहीं आ पाएंगे. तो वही वो चाहते हैं, एंड दे आर विनिंग इट एवरी डे. सो मेरा यही कहना है कि let us work, all of us work together, not only our community, but all those communities who are prosecuted, like Chuniji. We create good friends, we create good faith, we maintain those relations, and that will help us conquer Kashmir once again and make it pious once again. Thank you everybody. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, Vikas Raina ji. It was really an inexpressible pain, but you had the courage to probably share it with all of us once again. We pray for the soul of all the martyrs, in fact. And Vikas Raina ji reiterating Rakesh Kaulji's points that yes, we have to build faith, we have to build more and more friends, and we can fight back by showing our existence, by showing our presence, by being physically present at that place. So that is one of the ways to fight back, as per Vikas Raina ji. Vikas Raina ji, thank you so much for your viewpoints. Now, next on the panel, we have with us Padma Shri Kashinath Panditaji. Kashinath Panditaji, a former director of the Center for Central Asian Studies, University of Kashmir. He's been awarded Padma Shri in the field of literature and education. He is definitely, yes, a well-renowned face, so I don't need to probably introduce him much. So with all respect, I invite Dr. Kashinath Panditaji to please come up with his viewpoints. Dr. Kashinath Panditaji, over to you, sir. You can unmute yourself, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please carry on, sir.
Fine. Okay, fine. I should first thank the Global Diaspora of Kashmiri Pandits for organizing this function and also inviting me to make some presentation. This is 19th of January, and this is the day of our genocide and extirpation from Kashmir. Very sad day. अब आपने मुझे बुलाया है तो मैं दिल की बात आपके साथ करना चाहता हूं। कश्मीर आपके हाथ से गया है, हमारे हाथ से गया है। आगे की सोचिए, हमें क्या करना है। That's all. That's all what I had to say. ये जो कुछ लोग समझते हैं यूनाइट हो जाएंगे, कामयाब हो जाएंगे, लड़ेंगे, हथियार उठाएंगे, किसके साथ, किसके खिलाफ, अब क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप? कुर्द हैं और कुर्द जो हैं वो बटे हैं ईरान में, इराक में और तुर्की में, और वो 50, 60, 70 साल से लड़ रहे हैं। They are fighters, Turks. They are fighters, fighting people. दुनिया के बहुत बड़े बड़े फाइटर्स में जैसे चेचन्स हैं, अफगान हैं, ऐसी टर्क्स, कुर्द्स भी हैं। I have lived with them, I have seen with them, I have worked with them. नहीं पा सके, नहीं कर सके। आप इस्लाम के खिलाफ नहीं लड़ सकते खाली हाथ, क्योंकि इस वक्त तमाम डेमोक्रेटिक वर्ल्ड इस्लाम के सामने खड़ा हुआ है, इसके साथ में लड़ रहा है। जब उनका फैसला होगा तो हमारा भी होगा, तब तक आप भूल जाइए। मेरा इतना ही कहना है, मुझे ज्यादा नहीं कहना। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Kashinath Panditaji. He is the elderly person, and probably he has seen all this, and with heavy heart, probably he's saying all this. But thank you so much for your viewpoints, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, thank you, sir. Now, next on the panel, I would like to invite Mr. Mohan Vanchuji, a technocrat by profession, a very humble, well-respected community activist, I would say. He has raised millions of philanthropic activities. He is a fundraiser for many old age homes. So he is a true philanthrope, I would say. Mr. Mohan Vanchuji, I invite you to please share your thoughts. Over to you, Mohan Vanchu, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Deeptiji, for giving me an opportunity to speak. I was not prepared to say anything. I was just going to be a listener, but I'll certainly share my thoughts, for a few minutes. First of all, needless to say, it's a very sad day in our lives. We are remembering this day for the 33rd time, if we count once a year. But multiply that by 365 times, because every day when we wake up, to the fact that we are not in our homeland, and we've been thrown out. And believe it, or not, we have been trying to figure out ways, in response to Kashiji's, comments, as to what we can do, to make the situation better. Some of us, are living in the United States. We heard very loud and clear from Vikasji that we have to be in our motherland, to basically fight, the opposing forces. But there are so many things, that we are able to do from the outside as well, because the nature of the beast is such that it's not a small beast. It's a huge problem, and has to be tackled, from every different angle. I offer my greatest salute to Rakesh Kaulji, who's been a tremendous warrior. He's been a tremendous strategist. We look up to him all the time, and he comes up, with tremendous ideas and tremendous, paths of action. You got, a glimpse and a taste of, some of the things that he pointed out. And there are several things, that are being done from the United States as well. I don't want to steal Rakeshji's thunder, but I will repeat a couple of things that he said to kind of reinforce, what we've been able to do from the United States. Rakeshji mentioned that, we approached Frank Pallone, who back, about 15 years back, helped us a lot, in the United States by tabling, a resolution in the U.S. Congress. And there have been other things also, that have been done from the United States to put direct and indirect pressure on the government of India to do things for the Kashmiri Pandits. I don't want to go, into much more detail by basically, recapping, what Rakeshji said and Vikasji said. But I think, there's one feeling that, is loud and clear. That 33 years, is a full generation. Our next generation has been living outside Kashmir. I was lamenting the fact that many of the young Kashmiris that we listen to, they don't even have a Kashmiri accent. When they speak, we cannot tell that they're Kashmiris at all. When I was growing up, we Kashmiris have this special accent, and sometimes we used to make fun of our parents. But believe me, I love this accent now, and I want this accent to be around, because we are seeing that the young folks, it's difficult to tell that these people are from Kashmir. So anyway, the point I was trying to make was, a full generation has lived outside Kashmir. And I think, our opportunity is only now. If we don't do something in the next, I guess, few years, another generation will also pass by. And historically, it has been shown that when two generations live outside, their motherland, we can actually forget, about that culture for the most part. It takes, a Herculean effort to get back into the original culture and the lifestyle, and the opportunity for us is now. So you will see a few things emanate in the next few months, maybe in the next couple of years. But we outside India are doing our level best in our way to put as much pressure on the government of India from the outside, so that then they feel that there's not only an action being taken in India, but that the Kashmiri diaspora all over the world is pulling as many strings as it can through other governments to make things happen in India for the benefit of our Kashmiri brothers and sisters. So with that, I would like to say thank you, for giving me an opportunity to speak, and looking forward to hearing, other esteemed panelists come on the stage. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mohan Vanchuji. I would like to bring to your notice that Mohan Vanchuji is the New York coordinator of GKPD as well, and doing a fabulous job. As he said that outside India also, global Kashmiri Pandit diaspora as a team are working hard to probably put pressure on government and let the things happen in another maybe 5, 6, 7 years. All right, thank you so much, Mohanji. And now next on our panel, we have the international coordinator for GKPD, Shri Utpal Kaulji. Shri Utpal Kaulji, a publisher by profession, is a very well-known activist for probably last 50 decades. So he started in Kashmir, and still he is a very socially active member. And he, I in fact don't want to say much about him, because everybody knows about him. So over to you, Utpalji, for your viewpoints. Thank you so much. Please unmute yourself, sir.
नमस्कार, आज ये मेरी 5वीं मीटिंग है, सो गला बैठ गया। ये 5वां लेक्चर है। हम जंतर मंतर पर प्रोटेस्ट करके मैं वापस आ गया। लॉ इंस्टीट्यूट में आज जेनोसाइड पर सेमिनार था, और इसी तरह हम वी स्टार्टेड विद सीसगंज गुरुद्वारा इन द मॉर्निंग। तो हम वहां पर हमने मथा टेका गुरु तेग बहादुर जिन्होंने शहादत दी है, जिन्होंने मार्टिरडम हो या कश्मीरी पंडित। मैं समय बहुत हो गया है, टाइम हैज गॉन, मच टाइम हैज गॉन। सो बेसिकली एंड में मुझे धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव करना होता है, थैंक्स सबको करना होता है, लेकिन कुछ बातें करनी जरूरी है। मेरे गुरु और मेरे टीचर और मेरे डायरेक्टर सेंटर ऑफ सेंट्रल एशियन स्टडीज के डॉक्टर पंडिता जी, जो खाली पर्शियन के स्कॉलर नहीं है, हिस्ट्री के भी स्कॉलर हैं, कश्मीर के स्कॉलर हैं, इंटरनेशनली स्कॉलर हैं। ही नोज वर्ल्ड वेरी वेल, एक्सपीरियंस बहुत है, दुनिया के बड़े बड़ी हस्तियों के साथ मिले हैं। लेकिन मैंने इन्हीं से सीखा है। आई एम ऑल्सो स्टूडेंट ऑफ कश्मीर हिस्ट्री। मैं पंडिता साहब को याद दिलाना चाहता हूं that Kashmir was ruled for more than 500 years by Islamic jihadis, and they ruled ruthlessly. They converted, and it was generational genocide in Kashmir. But we never left hope. So we went to Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. So we went to Maharaja Ranjit Singh, and once again all the temples in Kashmir were open. So एक कौम का जो इतिहास है, जो कौम की हिस्ट्री है, ये 10, 20, 30, 40 साल नहीं होती है. But as Mohan Vanchuji, Rakesh ji said, हमको बड़ी शक्ति के साथ अपनी मुहिम को जारी रखना है. We get lots of disappointments, लेकिन जिनको लीड करना होता है, they don't get disappointed. They have to take their generations with them. And so I am hopeful, and I'm sure that our next generation and the next generation will fight for Kashmir, and we are winners, and we will win, and we will rule Kashmir, and we will not rule only Kashmir, we will rule whole of Asia, whole of world. Time will tell that, because God has given Lord Amarnath, Mata Sharda has given us special power and special duty to go to the world over and expose these jihadis and tell to the world danger of these jihadis. And the situation I am telling you, which I read this morning, that 40% of Iranians are leaving Islam. So this is the situation growing in the world, because these Afghan jihadis cannot rule world. This gun culture will not go for long. At the end, I have to tell that now we are organizing one of the biggest Kashmiri Pandit conclave on 25th and 26th of February. And I am thankful, we are thankful, GKPD is thankful to community and outside community that overwhelming response for this conclave. And we have now limited place there. And so I request all those people who have not registered till now as delegate, please fill the form and get your registration done. It's a 2-day conclave, and I assure you, it will be a historical conclave. I am personally thankful to Ratan Sharda ji. Dr. Ratan Sharda ji is an eminent scholar, writer, debater, thinker, and he took time off. He was traveling, and he took time off to participate and to guide and to give his opinion. And now we have our new friends also. They have same problem. They are also victims of genocide. Our POJK leader, Rajiv Chunni. So we'll fight together, we'll win together, because lot of discrimination was done to them for last 72, 73 years. And now things are changing for them also. I am thankful, and we are thankful. Personally, I am, because he is my guru also, Dr. Partha Sahab. So at this late hour, he joined, and he said his emotional outburst. So my inspirational personalities are in front of me. Rakesh ji, Mohan Vachu ji, and my young friend Vikas Rana ji. So now we have got a new anchor and new person with us who will take our lot of debates forward. Thank you very much, Deepti ji. You have done wonderfully well. And बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. And all those people who are watching us on Facebook, please share it and tell to the world that this black day, we will never forgive, we will never forget, and we are going back to Kashmir. Kashmir is ours, and we were living there for 10,000, 15,000 years, and we are going to return soon. Namaskar, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Utpalji, for your enlightening words. As it is said, seeking to forget makes exile all the long. The secret of redemption lies in remembrance. So with this, we pay tribute to all our martyrs, and we in exile still feed on the dreams of our return to our motherland and to get justice. And we reaffirm our commitment to the cause. I once again, on behalf of the entire GKPD team, thank all the speakers and the viewers. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Mm.